Native American Indians, we don't go by what they told us, who they told us we were. We go by what God told us we were. See, we call ourselves black. Somebody else told us that, and we ran with it. Or even African American. Somebody told us we were African American. We said, okay, we African American. Most High said we the Israelites. So that's what we teach. We teach why we, as blacks, Hispanic, Native American, we teach why we are in this condition that we in. And when I said what the condition we in, meaning at the bottom of society, you know, because I can remember when I was young, even as a young kid, like nine, before then, probably 7 or 8, I used to recognize how we were at the bottom. At 7, 8 years old, I used to realize that other nationalities were doing better than us. Uh, I used to question myself: is black people really just ignorant? Because it seemed like other people were just doing so much better than us. But I would question that, never being given the answers. Like my parents didn't know to give me the answers. But the answers are in the Bible. Why we're in this situation? We're not ignorant. It's just that the Most High said, by us being His chosen people, you know, we came to agreement, a covenant that we gonna do what He say, and if we do what He say, we gonna be blessed above all other nations. If we don't do what He say, we gonna be cursed. We agreed to do it, but we went back on our agreement. We didn't hold our end of the bargain. We started sinning against the Most High. We said we were gonna keep His command. We started breaking it. And just like Daniel 9 and 11, let me get Daniel 9 and 11.
That's the book of Daniel, chapter 9.
Cause you know the Most High, once He says something, God don't lie, right? Okay. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Right fast.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently,
if we listen diligently
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So it was meant for us to be on high above all nations. Contrary to what they say, man, we supposed to be equal. But he just read out the Bible that the Lord said we supposed to be above all nations. That's if we keep the commandment. Get 28:15 right fast.
All right. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
and we don't listen,
to observe and to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So all these curses are going to come upon us and overtake us. So, of course, like I said, we didn't keep the commandments. So the curses will be upon us. Get the one when it says instead of being the head, we shall be the tail. That's a curse. Because people used to follow behind us, and we used to lead the way. By us breaking the Most High commandments, now we following behind other people. We following behind them. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall
get... The stranger is the other nation that is among us, that are within thee.
Shall get up above thee very high.
He said shall get up, because at one time they was at the bottom. We was up top. But he said the stranger is going to get up. Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
So instead of being at the top, we came down very low, right where we at now.
He shall lend to thee.
He shall lend to thee. The people who got above you, now they lending to you. Because now when you go get you a house or a car, who's giving you that loan for that house or that car? Right. They are.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
We can't lend to him. They can't. He come, yeah, I need $100,000 to buy me a house. Can you lend it to me? Who got $100,000 to give him to buy his house? Yeah. We don't have it. They got it to give to us, but we don't have it to give to them.
And why do you think that is?
That's because the Most High don't lie. He said in 28 and 1, If we keep his commandment, he gonna bless us. If
Right.
28:15, if we don't, we gonna fall to
We're
the
gonna
bottom.
fall to the
So
bottom.
that's why. That's your answer. Uh
Want me to keep reading?
Read.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Like I said, cause we can't afford to let him nothing.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
He the head
Right.
and we the tail. You ever notice like once they build up once white people or any other nationality of people stay in a neighborhood, a real nice neighborhood for a long time, he got there first. Then after 10, 15 years,
Right.
we start creeping in.
Yeah.
He the head, we following right behind him because we the tail.
Yeah.
And once enough of us get over there in that neighborhood, he gonna leave it, he gonna abandon that neighborhood. And then a few years later, we gonna keep following. He the head. And we follow. The tail follows. The head lead, the tail follows.
Yeah.
So I bring all that out to say that the Bible is a true book. You know, it even describes, tells it was a prophecy that we would go into slavery and we would be sold to our enemies. That's in the Bible. Let's bring that out. Cause I like bringing that out because this is the number one scripture. When we call it coming into the truth. And the reason we said it is because all that we've been taught before, it ain't true. The prophet ain't gonna never tell you that you are Israelite and the Lord said you are above everybody else. But we read it out of the Bible. That's in the Bible. So this is one of the scriptures that made me realize that the Bible was a true book. Cause we'll think it's a fairy tale, especially when you're young. You be hearing about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. There ain't no such thing, Jesus. I don't believe all that stuff, man. Walk on water. Cause you 9, 10 years old.
Right.
But when you get old and you can interpret and comprehend and realize and see and look at history and say, this in the Bible, it was written thousands of years before it actually happened. So this Bible, by us going to slavery, was written thousands of years before it actually happened. And that should boost your confidence that you're reading a real book and not a fairy tale. Let's get that about us going to slavery,
I'm gonna read 64 then
Go ahead.
68. All right.
Which one are you reading?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And it reads, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right, he's saying the Lord shall scatter thee. How do you think we got scattered? How did he scatter us throughout the earth from one end to the other, through all four corners of the earth? How did we get scattered? I tell you, transatlantic slave trade.
Okay.
Because they came to the west coast of Africa, grabbed us up. The number one spot we were coming was here, but we were scattered. We didn't just stop here. We went throughout the four
Right.
corners of the earth. It was just more of us came here than anywhere else, but we still went all over the earth. That's why he said, I shall scatter thee. Read.
The Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods.
Said we're gonna serve other gods. You know the other God that we serve? You got it over?
Right. 38, 42.
It said, and there, the places where we were scattered, we shall serve other gods, right?
Right.
Now, this is a God that we serve. Other gods that we have not known until they taught it to us. Because the reason I said it is because the scripture does not describe Jesus Christ as a blonde head, blue eyed white man. But that's what they taught us. In every church, every black church, who are they serving? When most of us close our eyes and say our prayers, this is who we envision in our head. We don't envision the woolly head, dark skinned man that is described in the Bible.
Well, now I say now the churches I've been to, they do describe Jesus as
Okay, well,
not all,
right,
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 you're
right,
right.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
And not you right, not all of them, but the
Yeah. The
majority.
majority.
Right, describe it this. And we
Yeah.
do have some that choose to go by what the
Yeah.
scriptures say. You right.
Mhm.
I stand corrected
Yeah.
on that. But the majority teach this. Some teach the way it should be taught.
Yeah.
But this is the other God that we worship. One of them, right? You know, we got some. We got black Israelites in China that worship Buddha, the big fat God.
Mhm.
It just depends on what part of the
Right.
earth you on.
Very
You
true.
might got some of us in Mexico, they worship Mary,
Yeah.
other gods.
Right.
Well, read.
All right. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Even it said that thou nor thy fathers have not known. Our fathers are the ancient prophets. Moses didn't know no white Jesus. Uh, Joshua didn't know no white Jesus. David, Peter, Paul, they didn't know no white Jesus. They knew him for how he really actually looked. It said even wood and stone. What you think the wood is?
Like other gods.
The cross.
Oh, the cross.
The
Okay.
cross.
Okay.
Everybody got Jesus on the cross. That's called idolatry. We don't supposed to participate in idolatry. You know, that's what they taught us to do. But it's just like they say, if the most, if Jesus got shot with a bullet,
Mm-hmm.
would you wear a bullet around your neck to represent Jesus? That way they wear the cross around their neck. We don't supposed to do that. That's
How you doing, sis?
idolatry.
Yeah,
Y'all get an opportunity to check the
I've
fly out.
heard that
It's going
before.
into our history
So what do you
beyond
say,
this.
like the people that wear the cross and it still got Jesus on it?
You don't know why that happened?
You're not supposed to wear molding images.
That's the true history. It's biblical.
Especially bring that up about the molding image.
All right.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people that do, and I didn't think you're supposed to.
Nah, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. That's idolatry. It's in the Bible. We're not supposed to do that. But if you don't read, you're not gonna know. That's why we said when we actually start reading, we call it coming into the truth because a lot of stuff we've been learning, it ain't the truth.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18. And it reads, what profiteth the graven image?
So what you gonna get by wearing the grave image? What you gonna gain out of that?
That the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and a teacher of lies.
A teacher alive. Cause that graven image, that Jesus piece, what you saw, it's gonna be a teacher alive. Cause look, it's gonna be looking just like him,
Right.
teaching people alive.
Yeah. No,
I ain't saying you to disagree. I'm just saying, right.
but I know, like I was in a Sunday school class, and they were saying like, the older people, like I say, my great grandmother's, generation. I guess, they really didn't read the Bible, but they just knew the scriptures, and stuff.
They didn't read it, right? They heard it from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I said you got to study to show yourself approved.
Yeah.
See, it just like the majority of us been the people who go to church. The pastor tell them what somebody told him.
But they don't go and
Right.
read it, for themselves and stuff.
Because I can tell, just like I can tell you that the the Most High is only dealing with the Israelites, meaning He only loves the Israelites. He's not dealing with the other people. But then the first thing you gonna say is what? What about John 3:16 when it said, "For God so loved the world"?
Yeah.
Right. See, that's why I say you have to study.
Yeah.
Let's bring that out.
Gotcha.
Cause we gonna show you what the word "world" mean in the Bible. See, people think that when he said "world," he talking about the planet.
Oh no, I don't. Well, okay.
The book of John, chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world
God so loved the world
that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Right. So it said God so loved the world. So let's bring that out and show what the word "world" mean according to that scripture, according to the Bible.
The book of Isaiah.
Because it said you have to read the Bible precept among precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. So meaning you got to go here sometime to understand what it might mean somewhere else.
Right. Yeah.
So if you don't doing that, you're gonna think the world mean the planet Earth. But let's bring out what the word "world" mean in that scripture.
All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. Book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord
Israel. Read
with
it.
an everlasting salvation.
Israel shall be saved. The Israelites shall be saved.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
So God calls the Israelites a world without end. So when you go back to John 3:16 and said, "For God so loved the world," he's saying, "For God so loved the Israelites," because the Bible can't contradict itself, right? So get the scripture when it said, "I pray for them. I pray not for the world."
All right.
Because why would he say he prays not for the world if he loved the world?
But the word, okay.
Well, yeah. Because he said, "I pray for them. I pray not for the world." So you would be like, well, why would he say he prayed for them? Who is the them? Who he praying for?
Well, not the Israelites.
He prayed for them. Them is the Israelites. He not praying for everybody else that in the world because the Israelites is his world. You see that?
Yes.
So you got to know how to go here and read this portion of the Bible to understand what this might mean.
I do like that.
Mm-hmm. Just like Matthew 15:24, it says, "I am not sent." Pull it up. I'm gonna let you read it.
Oh, now
Matthew 15:24. Version of the Bible.
Version y'all read?
King James version.
Okay, let me. I'm supposed to go back to that. So
All right.
I'm gonna get Matthew which one?
15:24.
15.
And this is in red letters.
Okay,
and I'm gonna let you read it.
Let me get my King James.
All right.
Version.
Go ahead and write that one what you finna write while you looking that up. I'm gonna let him read it. Then I'm gonna let him read that. Then I'm gonna let you read that.
Matthew 15:24.
Yes, man. I'm gonna let him read that right fast. Okay.
This is the book of John, chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them,
the Israelites.
I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for
them who. That's Jesus talking. He said, "I pray for them, the Israelites. I pray not for the world, for which them that thou have. The thou is the Most High, God. God gave us to Jesus. He said, I pray for them who God have gave him."
Okay.
Read it one more time on top.
Book of John, chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
You see that? I pray for the one that you gave. That's him saying, I pray for the one that you gave me.
Right. Okay.
You see that? Yeah, now read Matthew 15:24. You can read that loud. Okay. And why? You're going to be shocked.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, I'm not sent, but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm going to let you read above it.
Which one?
Okay, let me read it for you right fast.
Okay. Matthew chapter 15, verse.
So you can get the whole context of it.
All right. I'm going to start at verse 22.
All right.
Book of Matthew chapter 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast.
That's a woman of Canaan is a Canaanite, which is an African.
Came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
So this African woman saying her daughter is possessed by a devil.
But he answered her not a word.
They didn't answer. He didn't answer her.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away.
So the disciple telling Jesus, send her away. Send her away.
For she cried after us.
But she still crying behind them.
But he answered and said, I am not sent.
So this is Jesus telling her, what?
But I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So he went dealing with her, because he said, I ain't sent for you. Okay. I'm sent for the Israelites. Leave me alone.
No, that's like a lot of clarification, especially when you say, the Israelites. Okay. Oh, wow.
And then there's another scripture when he's tell the disciple, one of the disciples, don't go teach to the Gentile, rather go into the Israelites. He teaching his people.
Right.
And like I said, there was a Canaanite, and I told you there was a Canaanite is an African woman. And you remember when I said we go by what they told us?
Right.
They told us we were African, so we rolled with it. And you have to realize just because we got dark skin, like the Africans, that don't make us African. And you'll hear one of the arguments when we bring up slavery. One of the arguments what the white people have is that, well, y'all sold y'all self into slavery. That's a lie. That was dark skinned Africans selling dark skinned Israelites to the white man. So just because you got to realize, just because you have dark skin like the Africans, don't make you African. That's what they told you. You're not no African. You don't even have the only thing we got that compares to them is our skin color. You'll never see an African with waves in their head. You know, they have high cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? You can see the difference. And some of they got bigger heads. So if we were African, just because if we Africans in America, we would have those same features.
No, I'm laughing because so I've got a good friend, and he described the different features
Right,
of Africans and
right.
then
We
us.
different.
Like, yeah,
We're
so
different.
that's why.
And guess what? They know it. We the ones that don't. My wife used to work with an African woman. This before we knew we were Israelites. And she was like telling the African girl, well, I know we all family, we all family. And she said that African girl told her, we not family. My people sold your people into slavery. So she knew. She been taught
Right.
what really happened. We the one
Yeah.
lost in the sauce. Don't know what's going on. And that's why they don't like us over here. They deal with us because we go to their store, go to their hair store, go to their little convenience store. But only dealings they want to have with us is money exchange. If it ain't no money being exchanged, you can hang it up. They don't want nothing else to do with you except they want to sell you something.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you selling something, they not finna come buy nothing from you.
Yeah.
Shoot,
No.
it can be something they eat, watermelon and grapes. They'll pass that up. They not gonna give you none of their money.
No, I no. Like I said, my good friend. She, yeah. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna call you when I leave
Right.
here.
And I used to like, yeah, I'm African, and but then when you come across the truth and you think about it, then you look at all they customs. You ain't finna go drink no cow blood out the neck where I squirt. You don't even can imagine yourself doing it. But they do stuff like stick a cow in the neck and act like they're the water fountain. So you ain't finna think about doing that. That don't even cross your mind.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Right. So that's why you know that you probably been looked at strange bound. Look at you like you beneath them.
Oh, well, yeah. No,
Yeah.
very true.
They look at us like we beneath them.
No, and that's true. But a lot of us, we follow, others, not knowing where we truly, come from.
Right.
And, we won't take the time to read. Like I know you all actually shedded some light, in some of the particular verses where it's like the Israelites. So when
Throughout the whole
I'm gonna read the Bible, and I will insert that because that was actually clarity.
From now on, when you read, just notice how much he specified Israel, the Israelites, my people, your enemies.
Yeah.
He said that we shall be saved from our enemies.
Yeah.
So that people think about the rapture like one day, Lord gonna crack out the sky, and everybody gonna disappear and go up, and we gonna be up in the clouds. But he said the rapture is the ones who repent and keep the commandments. He gonna save us from our enemies. He told us who our enemies was in Deuteronomy 28:6. Read Deuteronomy 28:6-8, cause you gonna know who your enemies are when you read the Bible. You have to it's like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you try to make this piece fit. It won't fit. You're gonna put that to the side and grab another piece, meaning I gotta go here and read something else so I can get the understanding. And then when you get that piece that fit, then you're like, oh, so now I see. Read that 28:6-8.
The book of Deuteronomy,
Cause he
chapter
gonna tell you
28.
who your enemies is. And you just gotta ask yourself a question. Who was I sold to? Who? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
It says he's gonna bring us into Egypt again with ships. So It's not talking about that landmass Egypt. So we're gonna show you. Remember I said here live, there live.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna show you what Egypt mean in the Bible.
Okay.
Go to Exodus 20 and 2 on your phone. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Okay, bondage means what? Another word for bondage is what?
Like I guess like strapped down
Or
or in
slavery. Right.
you know.
Bondage, slavery. So he said, I will bring you into Egypt again. No, he said, I'm the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of Egypt, out
Right.
of the house of bondage.
Yes.
Because you remember when Moses freed the slaves out of
Right.
Egypt, they were slaves. So that's what he's talking about. Now at this point, he's already bought the slave, the Israelites through the Red Sea. On that verse, that already has happened. So he said, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So he letting us know what Egypt means, bondage. So you read 28, read again. Read it again, what you got?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What Egypt mean?
Bondage.
Or slavery.
Slavery.
So he said, I'm gonna bring you into slavery again
with ships.
Who went on slavery with ships?
Who went on the slaves with ships?
Who went into slavery by way of cargo slave ship, the transportation? He said, I'm bringing you into slavery, into Egypt or slavery again with ships. Who did that happen to?
Oh,
the Israelites. Us. That's how we know that this book is talking about us. He said the curses, all the curses, he put them on us to be a sign and a wonder. So what does a sign do when you look at a sign? Like that street, look at that 16th Street North.
Right.
That sign let you know what street you on. So these curses are on us to let us know once we wake up and actually start reading the Bible, it gonna click. That ain't happening to nobody but us. I must be an Israelite. That happened to my ancestors. So I must be God's chosen people. And once you start reading it, and then they're going to let you know off the top, them white folks, all the movies I see them white folks over there in Israel, right. that ain't, no. They done stole our identity and gave us a false identity. We the Israelites.
Yeah, we're the chosen.
And you got some?
Yeah, I'm sure where the signs come into place.
All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. And it reads, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord.
We ain't listening to the voice of the Lord. He gonna let them curses pursue us and overtake us, no matter what part of the earth we in. Not just in America. Mm-hmm. Anywhere you go on planet Earth and you see our people. Now we gonna have a few make it through the cracks. Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, live filthy rich, right. But the majority, mm-hmm. Anywhere on planet Earth, our people, we at the bottom.
So I believe that what's happening to us in this world, mm-hmm. is what he just said, because God is not pleased, mm-hmm. with what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We're not obeying him, mm-hmm. And a lot of people say, well, why is this happening to me? But mm-hmm. if you just read, mm-hmm. the Bible, mm-hmm. I know God isn't pleased with his people, mm-hmm. And
everything we got, everything upside down. We America pushing that homosexuality, and we right along with it. We ain't going against it. We fighting for gay rights. We supposed to be like, no. That one thing I agree with the Republicans on. They against that gay stuff, and I am too. Right. The Democrats love who you want to look. No,
that's
get that
out.
Okay.
All right. It said, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
We ain't trying to keep his statutes and commandments.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
The curse is going to be upon us for a sign.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Upon the seed of Israel forever.
Yes, generation.
Generation.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness
Yeah,
and with gladness of heart.
we ain't happy to serve the Lord the way He wanna. We wanna try to cut angles. He said we wanna cut corners. He said we supposed to worship on the Sabbath, which is today, Saturday. Most our people go worship on Sunday. You can worship 7 days a week, but the Sabbath is mandatory from the Most High. Ain't nothing wrong with going to church or worshiping on Sunday, but you got to be out here on Saturday. That's the Sabbath. Cause what did God do on the seventh day?
Rest.
Right. So that's the day we supposed to rest. And like for example, we commanded to come out here and teach, but you you should be at the house either learning, teaching the kids. You're not supposed to be out spending energy, spending money. You're not supposed to spend no money on the Sabbath till after sundown. Now
Yes,
people gonna tell you whatever how they did it back then, but this goes on forever with us.
but that's from the beginning.
Mm,
You know that we're not supposed to do that.
right,
You know, from the beginning. You
right,
know, we are supposed to. Yeah.
right. And you have to remember, God don't change. That's what you
Right.
have to remember when they try to tell you
Yes.
whatever back then. God don't change.
Yeah.
If God got to change, that means God made a mistake.
Right.
God don't make no
Yeah.
mistake. So whatever He said back then is still in effect to now. But see, and a lot of people don't understand. The reason the other nations they still do stuff that they don't supposed to do, but they living better than us. You know why? He didn't give the laws to them.
To them.
He gave them to us. So it's just like they said, if you tell your son, hey son, I need you to be at the house at 9 o'clock tonight. You come in at 10, you on punishment. He come in at 10 with his buddy. You can only punish your son. You can't punish his friend, because his friend is not your child. So right now, we God's children. As of right now, He punishing us, because we the one He told what and what not to do. He didn't give the law to the Gentiles. So they can eat pork and live 100 years and not get diabetes and stuff. He told us don't eat that pork,
Right.
and we eat it 40, 50 years old. We diabetes, can't walk, foot cut off, but they've been eating it. They love it more than us.
Well, yeah, no, that's very true.
But they don't get as sick as us. They live longer than us because He's not punishing them right now. He putting that on us. So when you think you have anything you can't understand, you gotta ask yourself why. And it's in the Bible.
Precept.
Bring it out.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Oh, who?
O children of Israel.
No, everybody on the planet Earth.
O children of Israel.
See that He ain't talking to nobody but us. The children of Israel, that's us. Read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Brought us out of Egypt when he let Moses free the slaves from Pharaoh.
Saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Out of all the families of the earth, He said He only knew the Israelites.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Yeah, we're talking about. That's why we getting punished. Because He only dealing with us. He gonna punish us for all our iniquities, or iniquity means sins, all our sins. So, and then see, the other nation be like, well, God gotta be white because we weren't living so good. No, y'all live so good because He's not punishing y'all right now. Y'all got something coming later on. Some of y'all can't prepare. You can't prepare. They can't prepare themselves for what's coming. But we getting punished because we ain't doing like our Father told us to. So that's what we teach. And when you hear it for the first time, it make you feel good. Cause a lot of times you got the answer to why. Now you know, well, my black people ain't stupid or slow or just dumber than everybody else. No, when the Lord said He gonna do something, He gonna do it. So that's why we in it. And He said, the way we gonna get these curses to turn around, and He started taking his foot off our neck. Cause like right now, He got His foot on our neck. Cause He's displeased. He said, get that if thou repent, if thou repent and make supplication. Cause that's what we got to do. We know he said he gonna punish us if we break his commandments. Common sense say, okay, we got to reverse this. If I'm breaking the commandment, getting punished, maybe I need to start keeping the commandments so he can start blessing us. Read.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name,
See that my people, they're possessor.
Yeah.
My people. His people is who?
The Israelites.
Right. If the Israelites
shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways,
stop doing all this stuff he told us not to do and start doing what he command us to do,
then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
He said only then he gonna forgive us and heal our land. So go ahead.
But a lot of us, okay, we'll act right for a little bit and then go right back to our old ways. And I think there's a lot of hypocrites, because they say, Lord, help me get out of this one, but yet they go and do something else and the Lord is not pleased. I believe that we are going to be in this situation for years to come.
Probably so, but you know what? We Israelites, right? Out of all the Israelites ever born on earth, only 1/3 is going to repent and do like he asked us to. 2/3, when he cracked that sky, 2/3 is gonna perish with the rest of them. Cause see, only people who are promised who have an opportunity to get the kingdom of heaven is the Israelites. People think everybody got a chance. No, he said that's why. Man, we can go on and on. We can go on, but like I was saying, only 1/3 is gonna make it. So it's gonna be a lot of people might do right for 10 years and decide to backslide. There's gonna be a lot of them. But like I said, the kingdom is gonna be it's gonna be only 1/3 make it, and it's only for the Israelite, contrary to what they say, that it's for everybody. Just like when he put us in slavery because we didn't keep his commandments. Some of us was keeping his commandments, but everybody had to suffer. I say that to say it's some non-Israelites that are decent people who might be very, very decent and might even keep the law. But when that kingdom of heaven is established, they won't have they not gonna be able to make it to the kingdom, even though they did everything right. Cause just like some of our people keep the commandment and they still went in slavery, some of them gonna do right by us, but they still gonna miss out on the kingdom of heaven. They still gonna get that judgment. And people might say, well, what kind of God is that gonna punish innocent people? Nobody asked that when he punished innocent Israelites and put them in slavery. But we have to remember, he said, his thoughts are not our thoughts, or vice versa. One day to him, one day to us is like 1,000 days to him, and 1,000 days is like one day. He's not like us. He way, a whole type of different entity.
And it is, and just like when I say my prayers, I always say God's will. Lord, what you want me to do, where you want me to go. And I'm not going to say that I haven't been selfish, because years ago, I would say, my will, but your will. But to me, that was just contradictory. And, it's all about God's will, because he knows what's best for us, and when he gives it to us, it may be totally different of what we were thinking, but trust me, in the long run, that was best, for us.
A lot of times, how I look at it, like, say, for example, young person might die at a young age. Somebody might be 12, 13 years old, and the Most High allow him to die and move on. And like I said, he can see that child might have died in doing what he needed to be doing to get the kingdom of heaven. The Most High could have realized some 5 years down the road, what could have stopped him from getting the kingdom of heaven? He might decide, let me take him out now, so he can get the kingdom.
And I'm a firm believer of that, because my son passed.
Sorry to hear
4
that.
years ago. So, and I said to God, well, Father, you knew best. You saw something that I could not see, that allowed my son to get into the kingdom.
Could be.
So, yeah.
Give me a precept on that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 57, verse 1. It says, the righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come.
You see that? The righteous will be taken away. Yes. So that give you comfort to hear that.
Yeah, because
no matter, I know you love them, but the Most High know best.
Yeah, because this world is.
Yep. So that what we come out. We be. You from Birmingham?
No, I used to live here. I was in the military, and I came back for a celebration. One of the guys turned 70 on the 1st. Yeah. But no, I live in South Carolina.
Okay. Well, South Carolina. So that's what we do. I'm pretty sure it's some more brothers out there. If you see them out there in South Carolina with the fringes, yeah, they probably teaching the same thing we teach. Yeah. We got some groups that go a little extreme and might be some of them a little vulgar, some of them a little out of control, might stretch the truth, some of them, but your spirit about witnessing with what they talking about. And whenever you go see a group, I always, like you're reading with us, right. I always read, and right, you just can't go by what somebody say, because that's the case, we'll be still thinking that Jesus is a white man, till you read in the scripture that he a dark-skinned, willow-head man with a loud, deep voice, compared to in the movies, hello, my brother, he didn't talk like that, he talked with authority. You got something you want to bring up?
Yeah, I mean, the main message that we teach is that we have to repent and come back to keeping the commandments. And the main thing is our people only think that it's 10 commandments when it's more than 10. And I use this example all the time. In the 10, it says, thou shalt not commit adultery, right? What does that mean to you?
Shouldn't like see or be with someone else's husband or wife.
That's a good answer. Now, where in the 10 does it say get married? So that will let you know that it's more than 10 commandments.
Yeah. Oh wow.
You see. So our whole objective is to come out and wake our people up and to let them know, hey, you're an Israelite, you're royalty for one, but you must come back to keeping the laws. And the laws are the reason why we're in the condition we're in, that we don't keep. Yeah. And in the church, like the brother was bringing out, they will tell us, hey, the laws are done away with. That's a crafty counsel by our enemies who actually run the church system. They tell us, hey, you ain't got to keep the law. We in the New Testament now. He fulfilled them. But the commandments were put in place to govern us, to govern this world. Yeah. So if we're not keeping them, that's the Lord continuously being angry with us, keeping the curses on us. So our job is to teach the commandments. And one of the commandments that you don't even know that you're doing right now is actually in the Bible. Let me get Deuteronomy 22:5 right there.
All right.
Deuteronomy 22:5.
I got it. I'm coming with it.
Because this world will tell us as a people to do contrary to everything that's written in the Bible. Bring it out right quick.
All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now, what do you think that means? Just that little part. A woman should not wear the things that pertain unto a man. Hands. That's something simple. This scripture is talking about cross-dressing. I'm going to show you. Read the rest of it. Read it from the top again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garments.
You see that? You know?
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
See that? That's simple cross-dressing rule. The Lord don't want men dressing like women. He don't want women dressing like men. Because everything is spiritual, whether or not we believe it or not. Everything is spiritual. Now, if a man had on a dress, what type of spirit would he be moving in, or how would his personality be? Would he be walking around with his wrist broke, a high-pitched voice? You know?
Or better yet, if we had both of us out here on the dress, I'm like, hey, sister, come listen to me right fast. Yeah. You probably would have been left. Yeah. You would have stood over here as long as you've been over here.
Right. But so with the women with
when they wear pants, they put some manly spirit on. That's why.
Pants like this.
No, that's good.
That's a dress.
Well, it kind of looks like a dress, but.
Oh well,
it's still dressy though.
Yeah.
It ain't.
I'm just So, is he saying like maybe like the men's suit?
Well, showing your curve.
Curve. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because who is that for?
It's
your husband. If you married, right. Right. So men, we don't need to be looking at you. You know, that's for your husband. Yeah. That's only for your husband.
And on top of that, when women, majority of the time when women wear pants, do they wear loose pants?
No.
They wear tight pants. Right. For what reason?
Very, very true.
For what reason though?
To
show off their curves.
Well, very true, and I do.
Let me get 1 Timothy 2:9.
I really have to. I have to ask the Lord to forgive because when I go to church and it's a lady that sits 2 pews in front of me and she got on the tight pants and I said, Lord, why did she wear that to church? And I have to ask the Lord to forgive me because I'm listening to the pastor, but you can't help but to see, and then her husband is right there with her. I just don't think.
And then what you think, Pastor? He a man now.
Right, very true.
He's very a man. She shouldn't even entice him because he's a man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Read that right quick.
This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. Verse 9. In like manner also, the woman adorn themselves in modest apparel. With shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
So a woman's supposed to adorn herself in modest apparel.
Right.
Very so true. Majority of the sisters walking around today, they trying to get the attention of every man by showing every curve and everything they have, and don't even know why. Because most men want a woman that's modest.
Well, but you know what? Speak that. That's very true. That's very true. At least I believe that.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Because you don't want to take, not so modest woman,
exactly.
Okay, a man who in the world, a man who's in the world, who's not waking up to the truth. Okay, like I used to. If I'm walking down the street and I saw you in it, I probably say, hey, how you doing?
Right.
Now, woman got on the tight shirt, breast bulging out, hips all tight, foot hanging out. What you think going to?
Right. I know.
Right. So, and by me, I'm married. I wouldn't want my wife throwing that kind of thing. Right. Because what you got on, if a man was to come out here and see you and look at you like you're a nice looking woman, he wants to try to get to know you, he's going to come with you to you with some respect.
That's right.
Yes. But if you got your breasts out, your tight pants, you're going to be shouting. Right. They shouting. Yeah. That's how they going to approach you. Mm-hmm. So how you adorn yourself is how even the most disrespectful man gonna show a woman who's dressed nicely and some modest apparel. He gonna show her some respect. But the one who he gonna treat you how you dress, talk to you how you dress.
Yes.
Let me get Zephaniah 1:8.
All right.
Because it's something. A lot of people look at that as something small, but it's major. When it comes to the dress code, how we dress as men and women of our nation, it goes a long way. It represents us as a people, just as it does in society today. Majority of the other nations, the Chinese, the Arab or East Indian, you won't see their women walking around showing their whole body. They have them covered up, and because of that, majority of people respect what they see. They women submissive. They women listen. You don't see all that with them. We don't even know how they act, to be honest.
And I just want to bring this out since we talking about modern apparel. I was on Facebook yesterday, and this is recent, probably a day or so ago when this happened. I don't know which state they was in. They was at a Shell gas station. This woman jumped out her car, butt naked, walked in the gas station, butt naked, nothing on,
Wow.
no shirt. She probably had on some pants. That's all she had on. Walked in the store, bought some at the cash register, and walked back and jumped in her car. Somebody out there, they filming it like this when they come. And see, you will never in a million years see a East Indian woman disrespect herself, not only in the United States, but nowhere across the world. Exactly. Walk to the gas station, walk out your car, butt naked. If she do, they gonna cut her head off.
Very true. And if we had those kind of rules in place here, but
it's just
the Western world is.
Right.
And our people look at it like, well, that ain't my sister, that ain't my wife, that ain't my little cousin. Us Israelites look at it like that's our neighbor.
Right.
I don't want no white man, no East Indian man looking at now one of these sisters thinking that they old and style. Because if you think that about their brother, you think that about my mom. You think that about my sister.
So once again, the dress code is very important. It may seem to be something small or minor, but it's all spiritual as well. Like I said earlier, women wearing pants, it puts a manly spirit on them. And even when you look back through history, women didn't even wear pants up until the 50s, 60s. That's when pants actually became popular for women to wear. And that's when the feminist movement came into play. But even after that, today, the majority of our women wear pants, and they are quick to run up in a man's face and tell him what they ain't gonna do, put hands on them, say, I can do this by myself, I don't need you. All of these things come because they have a manly spirit on them, And that's one of the main reasons why the Lord say, hey, don't move in that manner. Dress how I told you to dress. Bring it out right quick. Zephaniah 1 and 8.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice.
In the Lord's sacrifice, the day of judgment, when he come back, read.
That I will punish the princesses and the king's children, and all as are clothed with strange apparel.
Strange apparel. If we dressing out of order, he gonna destroy it. A man walking around like a woman, like they pushing in this society, he gonna go make it to the kingdom? Nah, the Lord is gonna destroy you. Just like the same thing with women. If they walking around looking like men, he gonna destroy them as well. Because why would he bring that to the kingdom? America pushes that agenda to throw everything off.
Yeah, and I do know a lot of women,
Mm-hmm.
who wants to be the head of the household. I mean, and it says to submit, but I think a lot of people take that word out of, yeah.
It only means, okay, I put it like this. Black women have the hardest time submitting.
Right.
It's like second nature to everybody else.
Yeah.
The Latino woman, she might get routed a little bit.
Right.
White lady, she gonna submit to her.
Yeah.
I ain't saying you say you go do some trade, something crazy.
Right.
But East Indian, she knows she's gonna get right. Saudi Arabia, she gonna do what she's supposed to do. Yeah. Afghanistan, them women is hard. And it's out of fear. But I ain't gonna say it's out of fear. That's how they raised when they
Yeah, they
just
are
normal.
raised like that. Yes. Yeah.
But over here, they set up laws and stuff to make y'all detour.
Mm-hmm.
Want to do what's right. I ain't saying, and when we say be submissive, we talking about submissive to a godly man. We're not talking about submissive to a crackhead, man.
Yeah, no,
Hey, give me $20 so I can go give me some crack. No, don't be submissive like that. No, doing thus said the Lord, and he telling you, baby, you need to wear a dress. Baby, I need you to cover your head when we bring out the scripture.
Right. Yeah.
Baby, while I'm out here going out on the Sabbath to teach, I need you to be at home with the kids teaching them something. Hey, so, okay, I got it. No argument.
Yeah.
You know you need to cook, just like you know you need to go work.
Right. Yeah.
What's understood ain't got to be said. In my household, I ain't got to come home and tell my wife what to do. I know it's gonna be there. She ain't got to say, "Hey, nigga, you need to go to work." No, I'm gonna get up
and go to work. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And see, the thing is, a lot of black females, they are so angry that instead of marrying a black man, they go to a whole different nationality.
A lot of times, what the black woman has to realize, us as black men, us as Israelite men, we got the whole world against us.
Yeah.
They doing everything they can
right.
to hold us back. Even though sometimes we do it to ourselves, but they do it to us more than we do.
Yes.
All it's by design. So they have to realize, see, they sometimes black women, she want to completely quit everything what's going on with us. As I thought, we ain't been free never how long?
We ain't.
We ain't free. We still ain't free. But we've been thinking, how long have we been out of chattel slavery stuff? How long?
1860 or 1865.
So you know, we still rebel, trying to rebel, and they always y'all not a threat to them.
No,
we the threat.
Right. Yes.
So they gonna do everything they can to keep us down, and then in order to make y'all jump to their side, they gonna boost y'all up.
Yeah.
You gonna get that new position quicker than me.
Yeah.
And when you get it, not you specifically, but when a black woman gets it, she ain't gonna look at me. She looking at me like I'm a little bit less than I already was.
And that's what's the matter with that.
And it's by design.
Yeah.
So we got to realize that, man. We came over here when we on the slave ship, when we over here on the slave ship together.
Yeah.
So why we gotta separate
now? Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, bro?
Just going back to that one verse right there. We've been talking about it for about 10, 15 minutes now. One verse, and that was going over cross-dressing and the importance of it. You know what I'm saying, and how it has misconstrued our nation of people. Men dressing out of order, women dressing out of order. It's all spiritual, and it divides our households. You know, but that's all by design of our enemies. You know. And we don't know these things, but that's also written in the scriptures as well. How they came up with plans and plots to keep us destroyed, you know. And the way we dress, the things that we eat, that's all part of our heritage. But we lost our heritage due to our disobedience. Like we were saying earlier, we out here to teach our people about the commandments. That was one that we were talking about a woman wearing modest apparel, wearing dresses, men dressing in order, wearing pants like they're supposed to. But another one, we'll go into our dietary law, which would be this right here. Let me get Leviticus chapter 11. Leviticus chapter 11. Start at verse 7.
All right. Book of Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the corn. He is unclean to you.
He is what?
He is unclean to you.
So everybody knows swine is pork. You know, that's the pig. But we can go in any restaurant within the United States, any grocery store within the United States, and we're going to find this on the grocery shelf.
Yeah.
They feed this to our people. They've been feeding it to us since slavery. You know, the chitlins and whatnot. We the only people that eat chitlins. Yeah, you ain't going to find a Chinese man, even though he eat bats and all that, he ain't going to eat no chitlins. You know? But we eat it. We eat chitlins, we eat pigtail, pig feet, pig ear, pig nose. We eat everything on the pig. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord said it's unclean. Read on.
Exactly.
Even though it got clean attributes, like you said about his foot, it part the hoof, it's still unclean. It part the hoof just like a deer does. Read on.
Verse 8. Of their flesh ye shall not eat.
What?
Of their flesh ye shall not eat.
But everybody's saying, hey, we can do what we want to do. That's what the church teach. The commandments are done away with. You can eat what you want to eat. But our people eat so much of this, we dying younger and younger and younger. The majority of us got high blood pressure, heart attack, heart disease, gout. You know, all these different things happen from eating the wrong foods. Read on.
Of their flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcass ye shall not touch. They are unclean to you.
He said they unclean twice. They abomination and they unclean. You know. So this we are not supposed to eat, but they promote it to us all the time. You go to McDonald's, 2 for 2, 2 for 4, bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, ham sandwich, pepperoni pizza, baby back rib, pork chop sandwich. All these different things they advertise to us, to our people, and they sell it for the cheap, for the low. So our people ain't got much money because we struggling. Huh? We go in there and buy what we can afford, which 9 times out of 10 will be the pork.
Well, that's very true. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not saying this because I'll put this picture up here, but I was oh Lord, how old was I? I was about 23 years old, and down in Savannah, Georgia, taking my PT test, and I did. I had ate me some pork chops, and my heart went to hurting, and I barely passed my PT run. And it was a brother down there talking, yeah, Mitchell, you eating that swine. And he was telling the truth. I'm telling you, I haven't eaten pork, or like I don't eat catfish because I know it's dirty.
Oh, praise.
Yeah, I don't, but I haven't. And ever since age 23. And on my mother's side and my father's side, they have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart problems. But me and my 4 brothers, now one of my brothers is pre-diabetic, but we don't have none of those, health issues. So,
Oh, praise.
and it's true, we have to keep the temple.
Right. Let me get 1 Corinthians 3:16 right quick. I believe that's what I want. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Yeah.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you.
Read.
Verse 17. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are.
So you just said it. This is the temple. Most High dwells within us. And we putting the abominable things in there that he told us not to put in there, he's going to destroy us. And that's what you see happening to our people. And our people don't even realize, when you get the high blood pressure, one of the main reasons why that happens is because a pig does not sweat. Now, when we sweat, what normally happens when we sweat? What's coming out of our bodies? The toxins.
Yeah, the toxins.
The impurities. All those things sweat out of our bodies. That doesn't happen with the pig. So everything that it eats and all that, it stays within it. So that's why when you get bacon, you put it in the skillet, it's already salted. You see that? And just like you said, when you ate it, it made your heart feel funny. And I know in time past, before this true, eating it had me feeling sluggish. So that's one reason why we ain't supposed to eat. More reason why we ain't supposed to eat it. First off, being it's a commandment, but that's a consequence when we do eat it. It gives us all these different bacteria, toxins into us. I know you've seen videos where they done had pork chops and ham where they poured the Coke on it. Maggots and all that start pouring out of it. It's impure, it's unclean. Now, you a sister that read the scriptures, right? You heard the story in the New Testament when Christ cast the spirits out of that man and they put him in the pig. He cast unclean spirits into an unclean animal. You see that? It's symbolic. It's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but the pig will eat anything. I mean, you throw a tire in the pigsty, they'll eat it. If they crap in there, they'll eat it. If one of the other pigs die, they'll eat it. And this is one of the things that they used to use during the Civil War and other wars around the world. They would put pigs out there on the battlefield to eat the bodies up. You know, even in China back in the day, they had a thing called a pig toilet, where they had like the outhouse. They let it fall down when they get through using it, and the pigs run up there to eat it. All that little bit of history goes into why we shouldn't eat the pig. You know what I'm saying? But read on and yeah.
Oh, you want First Corinthians?
No. Go back to Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 11, I think, verse 9. Yeah.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat all that are in the water.
So we're talking about your seafood now. Go ahead.
Whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So in order for us to eat anything that come out of the water, it lists two attributes that it has to have.
Right. Yeah.
Where were they?
The fins and the scales.
You see that? Now, majority of our people, we love to eat shrimp,
Right.
crab, and lobster.
Yeah.
They don't have fins nor scales.
Right. All scales.
Catfish, you got fins but no scales.
Scales.
Bottom feeders, as you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Octopus, squid, no fins, no scales.
Right.
Oysters, all of these different things, huh? Yeah. None of those things have scales or fins, so they are unclean. They do the exact same thing that the pig does, just in water. You know what I'm saying? So by us eating those things, we eating crap, dead bodies, just like the pig.
Yeah, and it's going in.
Exactly, and it destroys our body as well. Go ahead.
Just like I always bring out when we talk about those creatures in the sea, and for a lot of us eat that shrimp.
Yeah.
And you know, they bottom feeders, like we said. So if you imagine a whale dying, going to the bottom of the ocean, right? You're gonna get a bunch of shrimp. They're gonna probably feast on that big whale for a few months. Now that fisherman come through, catch those shrimp that they're feasting off that dead whale, bring them up to the boat, put them in the grocery store, and we buy them.
Yeah.
They've been eating on the dead carcass for 3 months.
Yeah.
So there's another. See, Most High know that's not good for us.
Yes.
But they tell us that this is a delicacy. And we go to Red Lobster ready to feast.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
yeah,
we have to follow the dietary law for our own benefit.
Let me get Isaiah 66 and 17 right quick. Right. Because as we were talking about earlier, in the church, they tell us, hey, God fulfilled the laws. He did away with everything. You know, Christ did away with the commandments. We can eat whatever we want to. Commandments are done away with. Read what they say.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17. That they sanctify themselves.
It say, they that sanctify themselves, meaning the pastors, the preachers, the deacons, read.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh. And the abomination and the mouth shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
They're going to be consumed. So they out there teaching our people to be off of sin. They're going to be consumed, put to death. You know. Let me get Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
Yes, sir.
So once again, everything is spiritual. They teach our people we can eat whatever. We eat the abominable foods. We end up with abominable spirits on us. We start acting in abominable manners. You know what I'm saying? And everything around us is just like what they eat. Bring it out right quick.
Look at Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
What Christ say?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
He didn't come to destroy the law.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But to fulfill. Fulfill the prophecies that were written about him. Read on.
Verse 18.
18. Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Till what?
Till heaven and earth pass.
We still walking around on earth. It's still here. Go ahead.
One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
Not a comma, not a period shall anywise pass from the law. Read.
Till all be fulfilled.
Till all be fulfilled. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so.
And shall what?
And shall teach men so.
Teach us that the laws of God are done away with.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
He ain't even gonna make it to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
But whoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Read. But that's the whole point. The laws of God are not done away with. All throughout the New Testament, he's saying keep the commandments. Go to Revelation right quick.
Yes, sir.
22:14.
All right. 22.
Verse 14.
All right. Book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Brother, I thought the commandments was done away with now.
Blessed are they that do his commandments. That they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city.
You see that? That's how we get into the kingdom. It's just like when you were trying to get into the army. You had to pass a test first, then you had to pass the physical training aspect of it. You had to put in work in order to get there. You couldn't just say, I hope I get there. You ain't signed the paperwork or nothing, and you think they just gonna come get you, put you in there? Nah, you had to put in work, just like we got to put in work to do anything in life. You know what I'm saying? Just for us to come out here, we had to put in work, effort. So what makes our people think that we don't have to do anything to get the kingdom? The key to getting the kingdom is being obedient, keeping the commandments. That's the key. That's the key to life. You know, if we want a peaceful life, a successful life, he tells us to keep the commandments. Let me get Joshua chapter 1, verse 8 and 9. It tells us what to do all throughout the scriptures.
Book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Think about it deeply, day and night. Read.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
So we learn what we're supposed to be doing. Read.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
Say what?
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
He said, then your way will be prosperous. It ain't no other way. Read.
And then thou shalt have good success.
And what?
And then thou shalt have good success.
Now they tell us in the world, when you make a lot of money, now you're successful. The scriptures say when you be obedient, study and apply, that's when you're successful. Read on.
Verse 9. Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage.
They don't teach us to be strong in this world. They teach us just to follow whatever they teach us and give us to follow behind. But to be strong, we don't even know what that means. You know, they teach our women to be strong black women, but where's the phrase, be a strong black man, strong black family? We don't hear that at all. So they don't teach us how to be strong or what strength what it actually is. Read that again from the top.
Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage.
Of good courage.
Of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee wheresoever thou goest.
He with us wherever we go. And we got to be strong and stand boldly for his commandments. But the world will try to shun us or make us feel embarrassed for walking in the way. And that was part of the reason, or not part of the reason, one of the things that the prophets and Christ and the disciples went through. For walking in the way, they were ridiculed, persecuted, and all those different things. So for a church to be on every block and ain't nobody being persecuted, something ain't being done the correct way. And that's what we aim to do by coming out week in and week out to teach and wake our people up and let them know, hey, this is who we are. This is the manner we're supposed to move in. This is what we need to be doing in our households. This is what we need to be doing, thus saith the Lord. We will not hear these things in the church. They going to hop and skip and pass that plate around 50 times. We ain't asking for no money because that money means nothing. You ain't going to read nothing in the scriptures about Moses talking about money, Christ talking about money, Isaiah talking about money, Jeremiah talking about money, Paul talking about money. Nobody was talking about money, yet and still here we are thousands of years later still talking about them. That's why we got to do the work. You know. You had something you want to add?
No. Good.
You got any questions, sis?
No. Do y'all have like handouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I take Ezra. Can I get 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that way. I have a girlfriend that lives in Anderson, South Carolina.
Right.
And I will send one to her.
Okay.
We online. We got a website. We do classes on Friday. Sometimes 7:30, sometimes 8 o'clock. Every Friday.
Let me get Deuteronomy 10 and 12 right quick.
All right.
Now, we just gave you a snapshot, just 1 and 2 commandments to show you how we supposed to be living and eating better as a people, and how we supposed to be dressing, and how just those 2 commandments alone, if we apply them to our people, we would have longer life or longer longevity. You know, bring it out.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
Knowing that you're an Israelite now, what do the Lord require of you? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
But to what?
But to fear the Lord thy God.
That's the one thing that we will never hear in the church. They just say he's all love, neglecting the fact that he actually flooded the whole earth and killed everybody but one family of 8. How he opened the earth and swallowed up thousands of Israelites. How he sent fiery serpents out there to bite them, put them to death. How he sent the other nations against us to put us to death. They saying he just all love, he all good. Nah, when you read the scriptures, you say great and terrible God, because he's just like a parent, just like a real father supposed to be, the disciplinary but the provider as well. You know what I'm saying? But they don't teach that in the church. So we miss out on the aspect of who he really is and how we're supposed to fear him. The first thing he said, read that again.
And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
Mm-hmm.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
But to fear him first. Let me get a precept on that. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 13. It says, wherefore the Lord saith, for as much as these people draw near with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts, meaning their mind, far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of man. We taught by the so-called white man how to fear God. We ain't taught the real, straight, raw truth. We ain't taught these things. So we listen to what the other nations teach us, and that's how we end up fearing the Lord. Read on that verse. How you doing, King?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
All right.
I just want to listen.
Okay, that's cool. This is for you too.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
As Israelites, this is something we must know, brother. Read.
And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God.
The first thing we got to do as Israelites, King, we got to learn to fear the Lord. Read.
To walk in all his ways.
And then walk in all his ways, meaning his commandments.
And to love him.
And to what?
And to love him.
And to love him. Let me ask you a question, bro. How do you love somebody?
Spending time with them.
Spending time. That's good. What else?
Giving them stuff.
Giving them stuff. What else? All right, let me ask another question. How would you love your parents then? How would you show your parents how you love them?
I'd be obedient.
Being obedient, great answer, bro. Do you know that's biblical? I'm going to show you right quick.
Yes, sir.
1 John chapter 5, verse 2. 1 John chapter 5, verse 2. And it reads, I'm going to start at verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So the love of the Most High, even because we can't go out and give him a hug, we can't take him out to dinner, the way the love of the Most High is to do what, brother? Be what? Obedient. Be obedient. That's what we as a people fail to realize. We think that us just having faith in him is how we show love toward him. But he said, hey, have faith in me by keeping my commandments. Just like when we were growing up, if our parents said, hey, if you get A's and B's on your report card, I'll reward you. You want to go to the park, you want to go to the fair. If you get straight A's, you get A's and B's, or you get an A on this test, I'll reward you. That was us following a commandment. So we would go out our way to strive to get that A on that test. Extra studying, tutoring, whatever it took, extra reading. We would do whatever was needed to get that A. Because when we got that A, we believed, we had faith in our parents that if we did that, we would be rewarded. It's the same principle with the scriptures. Bring that out one more time, King. Deuteronomy.
All right.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
To do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And his statute which I command thee this day.
You see that? That's how we serve the Lord. As Israelites, we got to fear him first. Fear his judgments. Fear what he will do to us for not keeping. It's a consequence for everything. It's a reward for everything. What it say in there? For all labor there is profit. Everything that we do, it's a reward for it, whether good or evil. Let me give you Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13 and 14. It's a reward for everything. Start at 14, then we're going to go backwards to 13.
All right. What you want?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. Ecclesiastes
12 and
14.
14.
Yes, sir.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
For God shall bring every work into judgment.
Every work, good or evil, read.
With every secret thing.
Everything that we think we getting away with.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Whether it's good or evil, read.
Verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
This is the whole matter, the whole reason why we actually on this earth. Read.
Fear God and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man.
It's the whole duty of man. But being here in America, we being taught our whole duty is to get the bag, to get the money, to get your credentials, the big house with the picket white fence. That's all we are been taught and bred to do here. Not to fear the Lord, not to keep his commandments, not even to teach our kids who he is. Because when we go to church, we thinking of white man, white Jesus. Not knowing that we are a special and royal people. A nation that's built up of 12 tribes. 12 tribes make up our nation of people. That nation of people would be called the nation of Israel. Bring it out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Right?
And it says, For thou art an holy people.
What?
For thou art an holy people.
Now, we've all heard that word throughout our lives. What does the word holy mean?
Set apart.
Right, set apart, separate, special. Read again.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Uh-huh.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Unto who?
Unto himself.
Uh-huh.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You see that? He said, I chose you to be above everybody. Now, are we above everybody in this society? Because if we were, you wouldn't see this park here. You wouldn't see that museum here. You wouldn't see that church here that being bombed. And our people traveling all around the world to see the atrocities that have happened to our people. How we had to fight for civil rights to be treated like a human. Being gunned down, dogs sicked on us, blown up in buildings. If we knew that we were chosen and we were above all people, like the Lord just said, we wouldn't be in the condition we in. But obviously,
Deuteronomy 7, verse 6.
Keep reading on that, King.
Verse 8. But because the Lord loved you, and because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers.
That's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Read.
Have the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage.
Out of slavery. He freed us from slavery. Read.
From the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
See that? Read on.
Verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.
You see that? We got to love him by keeping his commandments. We got to love him by keeping his commandments. Sis, you just learned a valuable thing that you already knew somewhere. You knew the effects of eating this abominable food, but did you know it was a commandment written in the scriptures? You see that? I went to church all my life. Everybody out here probably went to church all their life. We never heard this in there. Never. Never went in there. But that's the thing that's killing us. And like I bring out all the time, this is fuel, right? Ain't that what food is? We eat food to get energy so we can keep moving. And the body is just like a car. You put the wrong fuel in there, you go put diesel in your engine, what's gonna happen to that car? You're gonna destroy it. You put sugar in the tank, it's gonna destroy it. Same thing when we put these abominable foods in our body, it destroys us. The Lord already told us in 1 Corinthians 3:16, you defile the temple, him shall he destroy. But bruh, I see right now that you don't know this commandment. Let me get Leviticus 21. This ain't no knock on you, this is the teaching to help guide you in the right direction because our people ain't being taught the things we need to know. Bring it out right quick.
Leviticus 21.
And 5, I believe.
Okay, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
You see that? Now, one of the things that this society teaches is that a man that's professional looking or clean cut, he will shave his beard off. If you want to get in the military or law enforcement, they want you to shave your beard off. When we got off the slave ship to be sold to our enemies, the first thing they did was shave our face off, and they said, I got a boy for sale. And it's actually meaning behind a beard. Bring it out right quick, King. Now, like I was saying earlier, everything is spiritual. Meaning the beard is something spiritual about it. It's a reason why they want our men to cut our beards off. Bring it out.
Beard, a badge of manly dignity.
Oh, what?
A badge of manly dignity.
Now, when you see a police officer,
It's Bible.
Bible dictionary. Now, a cop, when he walk around, he got that badge on, he feel like he on a whole nother world. He in another dimension, so to speak. He got that badge on, he feel like he untouchable. He can do whatever he want to do. Think about that. Just like when you in the service, right? I don't know if you went overseas or not, participating in it, but a lot of us try to think that that flag is going to save us. We fighting under a badge of honor, so to speak. Just like that, the flag, the badge on the cop uniform, the beard represents a badge of manly dignity. A man's supposed to have that beard on his face. You know what I'm saying? You might not have known that. That's cool. But you know today that the Lord requires an Israelite man to have a beard on his face. And it's no shock, no secret how all of a sudden in this time frame right now, majority of men growing the beard out. Now when you go back to the 90s, 80s, men didn't wear beards. But now the Lord put it on the spirit of man to start rocking the beard again. Now men everywhere wearing the beard. And mighty beards at that, you know. And the women love beards, bro. You know. But society, in the commercials that we watch, the movies that we watch, they say, hey, cut it off. You want to be clean cut? Cut it off. You want to work here for this job? Cut it off. And the whole purpose behind that is to keep you in sin. The Lord said keep a beard on your face as an Israelite man. Society says cut it off. When we break his commandments, we are then in sin. That's what sin is, breaking God's commandments. You had something to add? Go ahead.
Now, I just want to say, like, when we read in Deuteronomy, he asked you what the word holy means. You said separate. Okay, we are separate. And in fact, when we were in Egypt as slaves, you know, that's what the Egyptians did. They shaved their beards and all they have. So basically, Most High tried to get us to be the exact opposite of them.
Right.
They shave their heads and their beards. He said, grow your hair and your beard. You know, he didn't want us like them. We separate. We're not trying to be like them. We're being different or separate from them.
Exactly. And another thing would be you get a different level of respect as a man when you wear the beard, especially from the other nations. You know what I'm saying? When we shave it off, they look at us in another manner or another light. But it's just like watching or seeing a lion in the wild. How would you separate or determine the two between him and the female lion? What would distinguish the difference between the two? The mane, the beard. See that? It's simple. You know, the Lord is not the author of confusion. The world that we live in does that. It breeds confusion. Where we don't know who we all trying to be equal, the same. The Lord said, you better than them. You better than everybody. I created you to be this way. That's why when you look in damn near anything you can think of, whether it's bike riding, singing, military, sports, cooking, singing, we are the best at it. Even standing up for our own people, we the best at it. Even doing wickedness, we the best at it. You know, who kill they people more than we do? We do. We the best at that. You know, as sad as that is, we the best at that. You know, acting, we the best actors. We the best thinkers, strategizers, warriors. Anything that you could possibly think of, we are the best. If we put our hands on it, we gonna become the best at it. Why? Because the Lord created us to be that way. But they will never teach us these things because that's like giving us the rule book or the playbook. They don't want you to win. If you winning, that means somebody got to be losing. Think about that. Somebody got to lose, somebody got to win. The Lord is about just balances. You read that all throughout the scriptures. You say, keep my commandments, I bless you. You break them, I curse you, I punish you. That's a just balance. We, on the other hand, we don't even realize that we being punished right now. We think we good because we in America. We can go shop in the same stores they shop in. We can live in their neighborhoods. We can go to their schools. But the question that we don't ask is, why is it that we don't have our own land? Why is it that we don't have our own military? Everybody else got one. Why we ain't got our own schools? We go to HBCUs, but that ain't our schools. Still government granted. Why we ain't got our own currency? We ain't got none of these things. But we over here saying, hey, we good, we Americans. Nah, they came over and took this land. And they celebrate it every year. Thanksgiving. Celebrate how they came and robbed our people. Think about these things. And all that is biblical. Let me get Leviticus 26 right quick. Leviticus 26, I think 17.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 17. And I will set my face against you. And
Get 15 right quick first.
Okay. Verse 15. And ye shall despise my statutes.
If you despise my statutes, read.
And if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye may break my covenant.
Read.
Verse 16. I will also do this unto you.
Talking to the nation of Israel. Read.
I will even appoint over you terror.
Terror. When we ride down the street and the police get behind us, that's terror. We might be feeling good. As soon as they get behind us, whether we got our license and our insurance together or not, it's terror that springs up in our hearts and our mind. Read.
Consumption and the burning of
disease. Read.
That shall consume the eye and cause sorrow of heart.
Read.
And ye shall sow your seed in vain.
Sowing our seed in vain, whether it's in the ground or physically out our body. We selling or growing our seed in vain. We raising children with vain intentions. We raising them to be African Americans. We raising them to be Negroes, to be equal to everybody. When the Lord said, I created you to be above everybody. We raising our children in vain. We putting seed in the ground in vain, thinking we getting ready to get something fresh. But everything is defiled here. Read on. Verse 17.
Verse 17. And I will set my... Well, I ain't finished that.
All right.
I'm going to start also. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning of, that ye shall consume your eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. Verse 17. And I will set my face against you.
The Lord said, I'm going to set my face against you. Read.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Before who?
Before your enemies.
Before our enemies. That's why they're able to run up in our houses and when we call them for help and they shoot us in the face. Sandra Massey. Sonya Massey. Sandra Bland. With the other brother. The police went up in his house, shot him, saying that's my apartment.
Yeah.
We will be slain before our enemies. George Floyd, and various other brothers and sisters. They get away with it and they do it in broad daylight with 100 cameras on them and they still get off. God, and Tamir Wright, so many, it's unreal. Read that again from the top.
And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you.
Say what?
They that hate you.
Nah, brother, they all love.
They that hate you.
They're my friends, brother.
They that hate you shall reign over you.
They that hate us shall reign over us.
And ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
You see, that's the one thing that pastors will never read right there. The people that are ruling over us, the Lord set them up to hate us. Why? Because he chose us. If you read the book of Joshua, we beat and whooped every nation on this planet in order to get to the kingdom. Get to the promised land. We did that. We beat all of them, and they knew us and they feared us because of that. And because we were in rulership at that time, they said we got to come up with a plan to make sure that they don't exist anymore as a nation, or the name of Israel is no more in remembrance. That's biblical, and that's in the scriptures. Let me get that for you. The book of Psalms chapter 83. The book of Psalms chapter 83, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. You see that? They came together and said, hey, we got to cut them off. They too strong, they too powerful, they too great. We got to figure out a plan to knock them down from where they at. Get them off the high point, off the high horse, knock them down low. So it's the same thing going on today. That's why they constantly coming up with plans and plots to keep us divided as a nation. Think about it. Why would they say that you can get welfare benefits, food stamps, you can live in this house just as long as the father ain't in the household? You take away the head, the body gonna fall. That's simple. But we as a people ain't figured that out. And the women will use that and get those benefits and have multiple kids by different fathers, stay in that environment and raise the kids in that environment. Meanwhile, the father out there being stripped of everything, he trying to work, he trying to do right by the kids, but the system is constantly breaking them down. Meanwhile, the kids being raised without a father. The mother is struggling, trying to take care of the kids. She ain't got time to teach them because she working 2-3 jobs, trying to do that. While he trying to pay he working 2-3 jobs, trying to pay that support. Everything is out of order. But when you look at the other,
Widows and orphans.
Widows and orphans. What you mean by that? That's what they become?
Yeah.
You right. You right.
True and undefiled religion is this, to look after the widows and orphans.
Mm-hmm. Think about that. All these things stem from us or from these other nations not wanting us to be on top. And the only way it was actually able to happen was when we went off and broke his commandments. That's it. The Lord said, when you keep my commandments, you will live. You will be protected. He will fight for us. But when we break him, now he becomes our enemy. And that's why they read this book. The one thing that they do is read. We as a people, we don't read. We don't read. Let me get Revelation 1 and 3 right quick.
Yes, sir.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Say what now? Sharing what?
Sharing. I would say it.
Oh.
Back down that way.
Yeah.
Maybe down 3 blocks and up, or down 2 blocks.
Go down here and make a right up under the Badock.
Yeah.
Straight down. Okay. When you get to the Badock, make the right.
Okay, yeah. I got to get back. I'm in the Salvation Army. That's why I say.
Okay. All right. Well,
I appreciate the teaching.
We actually talked to a brother that was going through that same situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
About keeping God's commandments.
Yes, sir. Take this with you though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can fold it up, put it in your pocket or whatnot. You got a card. But check that out when you get opportunity.
I will. I'll check it out as soon as I get back.
Yes, sir. Hey, we appreciate your time, King.
Yeah.
Hey, just realize you royalty, King. You got to change what you do in order to make change in your life.
Y'all have a good day.
All right. You know, bring it out right quick.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Blessed is he that readeth.
Say what?
Blessed is he that readeth.
We become blessed when we read.
And they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein.
You see it? Go ahead, my bad.
For the time is at hand.
For the time is at hand. That's why we got to read. We've been taught not to read. In fact, one of the things that bring out quite a bit as well, when we were in slavery, you can look this up, they actually put laws in place to prevent us from reading and writing. If we did those things while we was in slavery, we ran the risk of being whipped, tortured, or even put to death. So would our people actually take the risk? No, they'll rather get up every day and go work for master rather than being beat by master. I ain't messing with that book. I'm gonna put it down. So majority of our people, even to this day, will not read. And another thing they did was say this book was written by the white man, so that can't be our book. This book was used to enslave us. I can't read that.
It's interpretation.
Exactly. So they try every method that they can to keep us away from this. This is our source of power.
And a lot of we were taught to think that the reason they didn't want us to read, they want us to learn how to read, because they want to just keep us from being able to read. It ain't that they didn't want us to read; they didn't want us to read and interpret the Bible. But we would know then how to combat them, even though we was a minority, and they were treating us so cool. If we knew what we needed to do to get them off our back, we would have started doing it. And they knew they didn't stand a chance, because they knew we weren't gonna have to fight for ourselves. The Most High would start fighting for us if we would start doing what He told us to do. That's what He said. When we start keeping the commandments, we don't have to pick up a weapon to fight against Him. He gonna do all the fighting.
That's right. So that's the main objective as to what we teach. To wake our people up, to show them exactly who they are according to the scripture, how the Most High operates, how this world that we live in right now was created for us. It ain't for everybody, it's for us. We supposed to be ruling this earth, but because of our rebellion, we on the bottom. And everybody else that hates us is ruling over us. So the minute that we come back to who we supposed to be and start acting and living in that manner, that's when everything starts to shift. And according to Psalms 82:5, it says we walk on in darkness. And because of that, the whole course of this world is out of order. We are the governors of this world. We're supposed to be ruling it. But if we don't want to stand in order how the Most High set it up for us to move in, it's going to be flipped upside down. It's going to be ran in wickedness. Job 9:24 said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The ones who rule this earth right now are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. They promote everything that the Bible speaks against. So once we know these things, now we start to change our mindsets, as it says in Romans 12:2, to not follow the ways of this world, but to stand up as real men and women of the Most High, of the nation of Israel, and carry ourselves in that manner. Once we do those things, that's when the kingdom is coming.